Rob vlog peoples that have happened to stumble upon this video. We are in for a rare treat today. We have a Corvette Z06 C7. I got to drive for the last 24 hours and about to take it back. Wanted to do a little recap. It's raining. Please like and subscribe and notify and all that good stuff. I lost my drone. I'm trying to get some drone shots, and I got this new drone, and it literally just flew off like that direction and never came back. So help me out, get me some subscribers, get myself a new drone. But anyway, here we are with the Z06, and here's my Camaro right next to it, SS1LE. And I wanted to kind of get the width, because this thing is so wide. I want to call it Big Red, because just how big it feels down there. It's really like a couch with the sport seats in there, and versus my Recaros. They feel great though, and the Targa top I love. The huge storage in back is great. You could fit a spare tire in back if you had to, which is unlike the Camaro. You'd have to come in the front door to put any kind of wheel in the car. So more practicality in that regard. But yeah, just what a monster. And yeah, like literally made me sick to my stomach just trying to hold on to the dear life. Like I broke before the car did, basically. One hell of a beast. Big Red 650, you just mash that. You know, and it's so cool, the old style torque converter automatic too. I thought it was going to be a manual, but the guy shows up with an automatic. So anyway, I tried that out, and it's a classic automatic. I mean, it really harkens back to the old style torque converters. You know, the 3-speed turbo back in the 60s when they first came out with that. It's basically the same design, and there's that little bit of lag, but it's super predictable. And if you're used to dealing with any kind of automatics, it's not an issue. And it's just that clutch, you know, it's just that single clutch versus you know, say a dual clutch where you would have another one come stabbing in there in the other one's place. So anyway, it just takes its little you know, quarter of a second time. And other than that though, if you just keep it in drive, the car does the work, and you just keep the tail end in traction, and otherwise have a good time. It's a point and shoot. The thing dives into corners pretty well. It switches back a little better than this thing, but this has the fiberglass body, so you hear the road noise a little bit more, and that's apparent. But it's just it feels like, I don't know, just a little bit more confident at higher speeds than I would say this one does. This one feels like a race car that is kind of lazy boyed out, and then this one kind of just feels like a car still that's been raced out, like a pony car that's been raced out versus a race car that's been lazy boyed out a little bit, but still, like, you know, basically this is 3/4 of this car. This is 4/4, so this is cranked up to 12, and this is you know, 9.8, something like that. And then the automatic, it just it almost is the way to go, because it's just so much power. It lets you hold the wheel with both hands, and therefore you can kind of just work on your entries and exits and cornering speed, and yeah, it's just really fun. You can really get the hang of it, I think. I've only had it for 24 hours, and already I think I've grown into it a lot. It'll be fun to hop back in this thing after that and kind of of get a feel for it. But the interior, let's hop in the interior on my way out, and we'll do a little featurette in there and get going so I can take this thing back here. All right, in the Z06 here, I'm just warming it up. Let's crank the AC. Here's our infotainment, very easy to use, I guess. I'm coming from the new system here back to the old system, so the old system's a little bit dated and laggy. This thing's cool here. I mean, how can you argue with that? James Bond, right? Driving modes here, engine sound. That was doing, it was a little laggy. See, like, I'll press it. See how I'm kind of like, you really kind of have to lay into it. Whereas the new one, it's a little bit more sensitive and just more modern, kind of like an iPhone. So, but here's your HVAC controls here. So, pretty basic here, but nice, you know. I would say the Camaro is just a little bit more modern. It's like, it was, I think, designed right after this, so this is just, you know, and then now the new Corvette is like a little bit more modern than the new Camaro, so it's just like they trade off, right? So this was the Corvette's turn to kind of look a little bit more dated, but you still got your heads up, windshield wipers. They tinted this windshield and the sides. I don't really like the tinted sides at night. The windshield, there is actually a little bit of haze if you really look closely, so that's another issue. But other than that, it's spacious, you know. And then like these seats are a lot more comfortable, I'd say, than my Recaro racing seats. So yeah, the comfort mode, and then you just got your automatic here, and it just feels wide. Like I really love these fender wells up here when you're driving down the road. It's just such an iconic look, and being a red color especially, you know, like I'd say, you know, how many times do you see a car that's red and it doesn't do it justice? I like how they moved this stuff off the rear view mirror as well. But yeah, how many times do you see a red car, and it's just like, oh, that's a red, you know, whatever, Saturn or you know, even like 6-cylinder Mustang, and it's painted red. Well, this is a red Z06. This is a lot different. You know, you got these big red mirrors that just stick out super far, and it's just super wide. And it really does the color red justice. So anyway, I'm on my way out of here. I just wanted to do a little featurette. You could also do a little two-tone. I've seen they have the aftermarket two-tone where you can get this part red and then still have that black. So you could always do a red on red aftermarket customization as well. So anyway, all right, here I go. I'm running late. I'm doing a review. It's a car review. I'm a professional here. So just took the thing out for a drive. So sick. Oh, the automatic, brutal. It's just like mash the pedal and hold on for dear life. Counter steer if it starts losing traction, and traction control will save your ass. And yeah, it's a dust buffet after that. So just down here, Victory Lap, beach boardwalk, chilling. What's the word, like astronaut training with this thing. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so I thought I'd check in. All right, talk to you later. Peace. Just dropped off the Z06. I wanted to just get some fresh insights from just driving it, and first thing I need to do is go find my stomach, because the thing is an absolute beast. I mean, you know, awesome doesn't quite describe it. I mean, this car is, I don't know, I mean, humans now have things like this Corvette ZO6 to use, and it's like, you know, a giant leap forward kind of thing. I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, cars are so advanced these days, it's just like it's like a spaceship on wheels, essentially. I mean, a rocket ship, to be exact. So yeah, super impressed. I love the supercharger. You think about it, and you're paying for all those race components like carbon ceramic brakes. I love the brakes. I mean, you could feel that the brakes could just take a beating all day long, as opposed to the what's the word, brake fade that you would get, say, in the Camaro SS1LE with the steel two-piece rotors. Just the jumbo-ness. It just felt like jumbo with those that front end, you know, just that jumbo front end with the big supercharger and the big hood, the big red hood with the black centerpiece and all that. So yeah, great, cool wheels as well. The 4 exhaust tips out the back, you can't really argue with that, right? That's almost like the rocket ship motif, as I was describing. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty insane, but it's also very streetable. I mean, you could technically daily it. I mean, it's as comfortable as my Camaro, almost. I think my Camaro has a better ride in tour mode, but obviously the Z06 beats it in corners. And just the cool thing about the Corvette chassis is that, you know, you load it up, you load the weight on one side, and then that's kind of where it comes alive, and then it starts reaching around the corner with that front end oversteer. So it's a very awesome balance with that transverse transmission. You can hear it. I don't know if that was particular to the car I was in, but it's audible. You know, that might have been due to maybe wear being a rental car. But the thing's a beast. It's a little, you know, you'd have to get used to it. It's just one of those things where it was very cool to be able to feather that supercharger with the motor on in corners and really use that torque, that low end torque, to my advantage, playing into those corners with the Z06, where you can feather that gas coming out of that turn and then ease into the throttle as you're exiting the corner. So anyway, that supercharger was awesome. The torque was great, and yeah, it gains speed very, very nicely. Yeah, it's a wild ride. It's one of those unforgettable experiences, and I'm glad I took it. I'm glad I got the thing back in one piece and on time and clean and with gas and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's about it, and on to the next car. What else we got, huh?
to bed.